Brown trim, Gavin Kelly in the white with black trim, touch of gloves, and we are underway.
It's going to be interesting to see how long Kelly tries to keep this on the feet if he wants to test out his striking. You know, he's come a little bit unstuck versus strikes in his last few bouts. So, oh, there we go, looking early for a bit of a level change.
Yeah, already teasing that entry for the takedown is Gavin Kelly.
I mean, he's got to sell it. He's got to make Lofthouse think that entry is coming. Needs a little bit of a glancing head kick, though.
Yeah, just took that one on the glove. Not sure that makes too much of a difference, though, when it's coming from a vaunted Thai boxer like Andrew Lofthouse.
Well, yeah, and of course, Lofthouse fighting in, you know, that southpaw stance. It leads them toe-to-toe here, and you've already seen the kicks coming off that back leg. Right up the open side of Gavin Kelly.
Can see a little bit of a size difference between these two guys, Josh, and used to finding at featherweight is Lofthouse, not so much so as Kelly. He has campaigned mostly at bantamweight throughout his career as a professional, at least.
Yeah, he's not hugely undersized here, but there's definitely a bit of a height advantage for Lofthouse, and you know, so far he's making use of it. He's staying on the outside well, and you can see he's got Gavin Kelly second guessing a few of those feints now.
Kelly taking this one at reasonably late notice, I believe just around a week or so he stepped in to take this one. I spoke to him a few days ago and he said, oh, you know me, always happy to have a scrap in those yellow gloves. Exactly the kind of attitude we like to see here on Cage Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, this is the fourth time he's been with the promotion, and you know, he always comes in, he puts on a good bout.
Fell short against Corey Tate last time out. We'll be seeing Corey Tate in action in London in just a few weeks' time, Josh. And Kelly, with his first real solid effort for a takedown here, tries to sacrifice throw, but he gives up full mount there.
It was a really good level change, but you see he got stuck in on the hips. There was no drive, no follow through, couldn't get back up to his knees quick enough. And when you meet those static hips, you know, you've got to keep the momentum going, or you've got to change the angle, and wasn't really able to do either, unfortunately.
Bit of a welt around the back of the knee there from Kelly on the left leg, but pulls guard here and perhaps looking to attack from the bottom now, Josh.
It did look as though he wanted some sort of lateral throw rather than the guard pull, but we're going to see what his closed guard is like here. Inside shoulder lock. Wow, that is very unique from this position.
Well, certainly not afraid to try something different there as Kelly. Big pick up there.
Yeah, look how well he's under the hips.
But a fair shout from Andrew Lofthouse to get the legs underneath him and prevent some of the impact of that slam there.
Yeah, I think Kelly was too intent on trying to put him down in front of his own corner there. Just perhaps dumping him a bit earlier would have helped, but if he can keep we'll get the hands reconnected.
You see Coach Paul Rimmer in the corner there was calling for Kelly to get those hands locked behind the legs of Lofthouse, which he has done.
Oh yeah, nice and low, pulls out the hips, and here it's a battle for control of the hips. You can see he tries to strip that far post. As long as he keeps the grips here, he should be able to put him back down again.
It has been a fairly successful route to victory against kickboxers and Thai boxers that come into MMA to grind against them, to play the long game and drag them into deep water, wear the gas tank down. Not saying that that's going to be an issue for Lofthouse, but it looks perhaps like that's what Gavin Kelly's going for here.
Yeah, I like that little left hand grip behind, trying to feed the hand all the way behind the back, tie up the arm. But again, he's got looks like he's got his hands linked here. There we go, big high crotch.
Another big pickup from Gavin Kelly.
That was much better. He managed to cut the angle, ended up inside control when they hit the mat, which is great. You don't have to pass the guard. You've done all the hard work. He's still got 52 seconds here to try and put this position to pay.
Gavin Kelly stepping over into full mount here. Lofthouse initially defended that, but
he's going to try and take the back here. He needs
thumb out that glove.
He needs to haul Lofthouse on top of him. The cage is going to make that a little bit difficult. It's going to try and get behind him.
Oh, Lofthouse in danger of giving up the back, but he turns into Kelly.
And you see, just got a little bit stuck. Would have been easier if they'd been out in the middle of the cage here.
And immediately Lofthouse was looking to throw the knee, but Kelly with another big pickup. Oh, doesn't get the slam that time though. Lofthouse able to reset, get his feet back underneath him. Nice level change from Kelly again though.
Yeah, and he cut the angle. You saw as soon as he went in on the hips, he did manage to spin, hit that clockwise rotation.
Kelly looking to just stay heavy in that top position to wear the round. Now, interesting first round there, Josh, and the grappler really seemed to come into his own in the later stages.
Well, he just seemed to find his rhythm, find his feet a little bit. You know, I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit amazed at the amount of damage he's already absorbed on that leg from what didn't seem like that many leg kicks.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that first round, Josh. I believe we're going to see one of the big pickups from Kelly here.
Well, yeah, this was the most successful one. You see, he managed to completely get the rotation. That was a single leg pickup as opposed to being around both hips. And, you know, once you manage to pass the guard in doing that, it just takes so much effort out of the next thing you have to do to progress. And you saw how quickly he was able to move to mount from that point.
You see Cage Warriors star Paddy Pimblett there just giving some words of advice, shaking out the arms of Gavin Kelly. Josh, we know that Gavin's taken this fight at short notice. How much do you think that's going to play into this as this fight wears on, especially if he continues to try and implement such a grappling heavy game plan?
It shouldn't. I mean, he competes a lot. He's been around a long time. You know, he's always in shape generally. So, you know, maybe there's some cardio if we go deep, and he's really got to keep grinding out repetitive takedowns. But, you know, we'll see. That's a shot from a long way out, but he gets that single.
Telegraphed that one, but still managed to get the leg, and he's going to get another pickup here, taking his opponent.
Yeah, but it does take a lot of energy to haul your man all the way up into the air every time, rather than sort of drag them down or use smarter mechanics, shall we say.
Yeah, it looked like Kelly was more intent on dragging his man into the corner there rather than actually taking him down, and in doing so failed to actually achieve the desired effects. Oh, big hip toss almost there from Andrew Lofthouse.
Yeah, you know what, he stepped across for that Uchimata, and good knee off the break as well, and that's hurt Kelly.
Lofthouse looking to open up with the strikes here, and we saw Kelly hurt to the body against Corey Tate last time.
Yeah, I think Kelly's got to keep him pinned here and just try and burn some time up, just recover, because he definitely took a hard shot there. But what we're seeing is a lack of wrestling defense from Lofthouse at the moment. You know, he's striking very well when Kelly gets inside, but we're just seeing a few fundamental flaws in his decisions to defend these takedowns. They're coming a little bit too easily for Gavin Kelly at the moment.
Kelly looking to elevate himself over that guard, but ends up in the full guard of Andrew Lofthouse now.
I mean, Lofthouse has the kind of physique and stature that could potentially make a very, very dangerous closed guard. But of course, transitioning from a striking background, the question is how much of that jiu-jitsu and that grappling has he been able to pick up so far?
Kelly trying to drop a couple of big right hands there, but I believe missed with both of them.
Let's get to work. Right elbow.
I mean, there's still opportunities for him to use tie-based techniques in here in terms of short elbows from the guard, but, you know, we've got to see something. There's the hip movement. I was just going to say, we need to see some angles, some hip movement, or some posture control from Lofthouse. At the moment, we're not seeing too much of either. And that's a good decision. Get that Sumigaeshi hook inside, try and post. If he can deflect the head at the same time, rather than holding around the head, deflect in front of the face, that'll create a bit more space, allow it just to stand back up a little bit easier.
Kelly looking to stay heavy on top here. Really just trying to grind away at Andrew Lofthouse at this stage.
No thumb in that glove.
Yeah, if he can maintain these positions for an extended period of time, that's definitely going to help him conserve energy. It's going to help him on the scorecards. He's got to not give up this reversal here. He's going to look for the back take, but he's got to get his hips up.
Kelly looking to control his man from this top position as Lofthouse looking to grab a single leg of his own here from the knees.
You see that left hand of Kelly. He did a good job of forcing a bar across. He's going to look for a crucifix
Fingers
here.
out of his glove, fingers out of his glove.
See how he's using that left leg to secure and isolate the arm.
And we've heard referee Rich Mitchell warn a number of times there for fingers in the glove from Lofthouse, so Lofthouse going to have to be a little bit careful here moving forward.
Yeah, that was a risky transition there from Gavin Kelly. He almost didn't manage to turn his hips over enough, but he's landed in closed guard again, and you know, once more he can kind of just slow it down, burn the clock down. We haven't seen too much offense-wise in this position from Andrew Lofthouse yet.
Looks to be perhaps a small cut on the face of Gavin Kelly. I can't imagine that's going to be anything that will affect the trajectory of this contest.
You
I
got to
think
show
this
me
is a
some
smart
more
game plan
work
from
here.
him.
Let's
This is
go.
exactly what he needs to do to shut a striker down, make them start doubting, you know, what they can do in this bout, and really just take it to the scorecards at the moment.
Very fair play for Gavin Kelly here. He's taken this one on short notice. You don't want to come in and play the Muay Thai experts game.
Yeah, you got to say Lofthouse was smart in looking for submissions from the bottom there, but it was just a little bit slow. Kelly saw it coming. He was able to posture, remove that left arm, and you can see he doesn't mind putting himself straight back in the guard here. I mean, he could have pressed forward, got his hips forward a bit more, got into slightly more dangerous striking position, but he doesn't need to. He can keep Lofthouse on the ground and shut down in this position.
Final 20 seconds of this second round. One more to play with for Gavin Kelly and Andrew Lofthouse. Kelly trying to carve a way through that guard of Lofthouse. Second round over, and you've got to think that's one in the books for the man from Derry, Josh.
I think that's very cleanly a round in the books for Gavin Kelly, and arguably he got the first as well. I think if you're in the corner of Andrew Lofthouse, you can't take any chances now.
Good front teep kick to the face and a step-in elbow there from Lofthouse at the start of the round, but Kelly immediately closing the distance.
This was actually a really nice hopping Uchimata. Tied up both arms, which is a little bit rare to see. Usually you just see it off the one, but
nice knee at the centre line there.
I almost forgot that had happened because it was so early in the round, but it was a really nice sequence from Andrew Lofthouse. Was it enough to overcome the 3.5–4 minutes of being on your back though? I mean, at this point he let Gavin Kelly recover with this takedown a little bit too easily.
Well, if nothing else, Josh, that knee tells us that Gavin Kelly still needs to be wary here. Lofthouse has that power to change the course of this contest, perhaps with just the 1 or 2 strikes.
Yeah, the one thing Kelly can't afford to do is get caught shooting in and being lazy about how he shoots in. He's still got to set them up. He's got to get really low and in on the hips. You know, if he eats a knee up the middle.
Looking for that jumping kick there, just caught it across the chest though. Did Gavin Kelly.
See if Lofthouse looks for another throw here. He is thinking about stepping across, but that was a good right knee on the inside to the ribs.
Single leg, let's go.
Well, the corner of Kelly are calling for him to drop down to the single leg, and that's a nice lateral. He's managed to block the hip.
Oh, Kelly again walking his man to the fence, but takes another knee to the body and immediately goes back to work.
I mean,
he's changing for the single leg now.
Lofthouse needs to block the first couple of these takedowns. That's a nice pickup.
New Year's Eve 2013 was Gavin Kelly's last win on Cage Warriors. He has fought with us a number of times since, so looking for a change in momentum is the man from Derry.
Yeah, again, he's looking to strip the posts. He's going to try and hold on to the hips. I mean, Lofthouse needs to be some short shots to the head here to try and make Kelly think about something other than holding the hips. That's going to allow him space to frame, try and stand up. Right now, there's nothing to stop Kelly just holding the hips, you know, deciding that all he has to do is keep him there. He hasn't got anything else to think about right now.
And the corner of Andrew Lofthouse shouting at their man to get those hips underneath him and get up as quick as he can. Perhaps Josh thinking, as we did, that he's got to get a finish here in the 3rd round.
I think they need to assume that, at least. I mean, it would be dangerous to think otherwise, but they're very nice short elbows. Kelly's got to protect his head.
Lofthouse with a series of sharp elbows right to around the ear area of Gavin Kelly, perfectly placed.
I mean, you know, that's calculated from Lofthouse. It's, do you make the decision to defensively wrestle, or do you make the intention to inflict some damage? He opted for the damage, but you know what? He's got to pop back up to his feet and do it again. Otherwise, it's all for nothing, and he gets smothered for another 2.5 minutes.
Kelly looking to pass through the guard there.
Right hand on
Cleared into half guard. See if he can slide that right leg through and step into mount again.
Okay, you've got to show me something here.
I mean, you can see a little bit
please.
again of inexperience on the ground, perhaps, from Lofthouse. You saw that left arm isolated, holding around the head. He's now looking for the whizzer, but really needs to be looking for an underhook. That's what's going to help him get on his side, get his back against the fence, start standing up, creating that space he needs. Can't afford to sit here and languish with his shoulder blades flat on the mat.
And you can see Lofthouse is making the effort here, but perhaps tactically not the best choices. Kelly steps over into that full mount, trying to posture up here.
It's just a little bit of a lack of hip movement. He's trying now, but from mount, I think he's going to try a bridge and trap here with that overhook. There we go, but lost the grip, so Kelly free to just float about on top. Head and arm choke, perhaps.
Just over a minute to play with for Andrew Lofthouse and Gavin Kelly in our opening contest here tonight at Cage Warriors 101.
And Kelly just floating to the back momentarily. You see he's just going to sneak that leg through again.
Oh, stepping over to the side, trying to lock in this arm triangle choke.
He set it up a couple of times earlier, but Lofthouse spinning to escape.
Fingers out of the glove, out of the glove.
The corner calling for that knee to the body from Gavin Kelly there, but he slides the hook in instead. Trying to get a grip of the neck. Lofthouse defending for all he's worth and comes out on top briefly.
Oh,
Oh, God loves a try.
it was. I thought for a second he was going to climb to, in a wild change of fortune, he was going to climb to Kelly's back, but he's rather unceremoniously dumped him down. You know, it's a good round for Gavin Kelly. It really is. He's done everything he needed to do to win this one, and the last couple, he's done a good job of staying out of danger.
Referee Rich Mitchell telling Kelly to use that position, but with only 8 seconds left on the clock, I'm sure the man from Derry is going to ride the round out. He does. And you've got to believe that's the first Cage Warriors win for Gavin Kelly since 2013. That's going to be a very happy young man taking this fight on just days' notice, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, look, we could be wrong, but I feel the same way you do, Brad, in that Gavin Kelly did just enough. As we take a look at some of the replays there, that was a valiant jumping knee, but straight into the takedown attempt from Kelly. And Kelly was just relentless with putting Lofthouse on the floor, and I think what we saw is just a little bit of inexperience from Lofthouse in how to defend the repeated takedowns and how to pop back up to your feet, get on your hip quickly. I think that's what cost him.
Yeah, good tactical awareness there from Lofthouse, placing those shots perfectly in the legal strike zones to do optimal damage in the clinch there against Gavin Kelly. But
see, that's just better leg pummeling from Gavin Kelly. It's just better groundwork. You know, there's not too much more you can say about that. It was just nice, fluid top game. I mean, I do like the way he continually moved and he didn't try and settle too firmly in one spot.
Great show of respect at the end of our replays there between these two athletes. Gavin Kelly, Andrew Lofthouse leaving it all on the line here in our opening prelim bout at Cage Warriors 101. First event of our 2019 campaign. Coming to you live on the Cage Warriors Facebook page from the great fighting city of Liverpool. Plenty more in store tonight on Facebook and of course on UFC Fight Pass, 9 PM local time. We go live around the world for our main card. But right now let's throw it to our MC in the cage, Mr. Huel Chaplin, who'll make this decision official.
Ladies and gentlemen, all three judges have scored this bout 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Gavin Kelly!